June is maybe one of the most content-packed months in Animal Crossing New Horizons. There are some major events going on in the game, new items to collect, and all kinds of seasonal changes to enjoy as well. A major event will be taking place throughout the entire month of June in New Horizons, featuring Harvey, Cyrus, and Reese. This exclusively takes place on Harv's Island, where you can visit and perform a wedding-themed photo shoot at Photopia for Cyrus and Reese to celebrate their wedding. You'll be able to collect things like heart crystals, which you can use to give to Cyrus to exchange for items from the wedding series. There are a whole bunch of wedding series items for you to collect. They can be customized into many different forms, so this is a really cool way to get your hands on a bunch of cool themed items. The heart crystals are also a lot of fun to collect in my opinion too. For the next item on this list, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, we can enjoy the first Bug Off of the season, which happens on the 4th Saturday of the month. Like I mentioned, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, you sadly won't be able to play this, but don't worry, as you've probably already played a lot of Bug Offs by now already. This Bug Off will work exactly the same as all of the other ones that we've enjoyed in the past, but maybe if you just want something to do in the game, this could be a fun little thing to try out. If you're a new player and you've never played this event before, then it's definitely one to try. I highly recommend it. There are some very cool items that you can actually unlock for it, so head out there on the 4th Saturday of the month to enjoy this first Bug Off. On to the third item on the list, we have to talk about June items, of which there are actually quite a lot. In fact, as far as I know, June might have the most amount of seasonal items that you can collect in the game. There are a ton. So starting us off, we have 2 items for the International Children's Day, which runs from June the 1st until the 15th. Then we have 2 items for Father's Day, which happens from June the 1st to the 30th, so you have the whole month to collect those. Then we have a whole bunch of special items for the Summer and Winter Solstice, which happens from June the 15th until the 21st, so you only have a fairly short window to get these items. That's not all either. In conjunction with the wedding season from June the 1st until the 30th, you can actually get 4 wedding season related items, and 3 of these actually come in really cool different color variations as well. You also have the flower petal basket, which is a handheld item and is definitely one of my favorites in the game as it's really interactive and super cute. So yes, you definitely won't want to miss these seasonal items throughout the month of June. Like I mentioned, there are just so many of them, and honestly some of them are really cool. I personally love the bathtub with Yuzu, which was only introduced in the 2.0 update, so if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, definitely get that one. I think you'll like it a lot. Nook's Cranny also has some seasonal changes for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. You might notice that the outside looks a bit more summery than usual, which is definitely nice, but if we head in, then you can see they'll actually be selling some limited time items too for the summer. They'll be selling things like fans and surfboards too, which are really nice. I believe they'll be here for the whole summer, and you can find some different color variants and such, so when you get the chance, head into your Nook's Cranny and see exactly what they're offering this month. Of course, the rest of the island is going to be a lot greener if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. Summer is really starting to peak here, so you can expect to see a lot of summery changes. And if you happen to be in the Southern Hemisphere, then things are going to be a lot colder around your island, so make sure you bundle your character up nice and warm. The 4th item on the list, we have some bush changes throughout the month. June the 1st, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, is actually the first time ever since the 2.0 update dropped that plumeria bushes can start to bloom on our island, and we can finally see their beautiful flowers. They come in pink and yellow, so make sure you've got plenty of these planted. Of course, like every year, the hydrangea bush will start to bloom as well throughout the month, and for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, the camellia bushes will start to bloom from the 16th. Instantly, that is around when snow will start to land on your island. For the 5th item, let's talk about seasonal materials. For those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, we can get the summer shells, and there are a bunch of really cool recipes that you can craft using these as well, which are very summery themed. Of course, now you can actually get these seasonal materials from a Cap'n Island as well if you want to, so if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, don't worry, you still have a chance to get these. Speaking of the Southern Hemisphere, of course, snow will start to fall throughout the month, so you'll be able to get snowflakes and build snowmen, which will give you a bunch of really cool recipes to collect as well. So make sure you get your hands on those seasonal recipes. They're a bit easier to come by now thanks to the updates with 2.0. Your villagers can now craft them themselves within their homes and give you the recipe. So go out there and hunt for them. You might find something new. Now, let's take a look at all of the villagers which are celebrating their birthdays in the month of June. You can see every single one of them here, including characters that were introduced in the 2.0 update. All of these characters can also be received as icons if you are a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber. You can collect them in the Switch Online section of your Nintendo Switch, and you can use them as your profile picture on the console, which is pretty cool. You'll have until the end of the month to do that, so make sure to do it sooner than later. We have new bugs, fish, and sea critters. This is something which happens every month, of course, so let's take a look at the new bugs which are arriving in June. June is really the month of major bugs in the game, and lots of ones that are worth a ton of bells. We have the Emperor Butterfly, the Firefly, the Drone Beetle, Goliath Beetle, Rainbow Stag, and the Mosquito. However, some bugs are leaving in June as well. For example, the Common Butterfly, Yellow Butterfly, Peacock Butterfly, Firefly, Ladybug, Violent Beetle, Pillbug, and Centipede. The Firefly is only here for 1 month of the year, so if you don't have one yet or you want to get more for whatever reason, then make sure you play in June. In the Southern Hemisphere, the Emperor Butterfly, Raja Brooks Birdwing, and Dung Beetle are all arriving, and no bugs are leaving in June. Now moving on to fish, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, a ton of new fish are arriving. We have the Giant Snakehead, the Tilapia, the Piranha, Arowana, Dorado, Gar, Arapaima, Saddled Birch Ear, Ribbon Eel, Saw Shark, Hammerhead Shark, Great White Shark, Whale Shark, and Suckerfish. Of course, you are definitely going to want to go out there and collect those sharks as they are worth a ton of bells. The cherry salmon and the char are leaving, so catch them whilst you can. For those in the Southern Hemisphere, you can catch the pond smelt, stringfish, sea butterfly, squid, and the oarfish. And for the fish leaving, only the pike is disappearing this month. Finally, onto sea creatures, we have the abalone, gazami crab, mussel, sea grapes, and tiger prawn arriving in the Northern Hemisphere, and then the firefly squid is leaving. In the Southern Hemisphere, no new sea creatures are arriving in June, but a ton are disappearing. We have the acorn barnacle, mantis shrimp, mussel, octopus, pearl oyster, scallop, sea anemone, sea slug, sea star, spiny lobster, and whelk. So make sure you get your hands on everything there before it's gone. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these updates and changes throughout the month of June in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Let me know what you're most excited for, and if you made it to the end of the video, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know that you did. If you enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like to support the content, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos.